Welcome, friends. Are you sitting comfortably? Then, I would like to tell you a tale from the Dark Realm Diaries. Our story starts with the chilling tale of the Black-Eyed Nun of St. Hilda's Asylum. A story that still echoes through the empty corridors of the old Scottish monastery, now a place where the lost and broken are sent to be forgotten. St. Hilda's stands on the edge of a windswept moor, its ancient stone walls battered by centuries of highland storms. Once a monastery, its cloisters and chapels have long since been repurposed into wards and treatment rooms. The air inside is always cold, heavy with the scent of antiseptic and something older, something that clings to the stones themselves. The staff say it's just the building settling, but the patients know better. They whisper about the nun with the black holes for eyes, the one who glides through the halls at night, her habit trailing behind her like a shadow that never quite leaves the ground. The patients' stories are always the same. They wake in the darkness, paralyzed by fear, and see her standing at the foot of their beds. Her face is pale, almost luminous in the moonlight, but where her eyes should be, there are only endless gaping voids. She never speaks, but her presence is suffocating, pressing down on their chests until they can barely breathe. Some say she reaches out with long skeletal fingers, brushing their faces with a touch as cold as the grave. The staff dismiss these tales as delusions, symptoms of troubled minds. There is no such thing, they say, their voices tight, their eyes darting away from the shadows. But then there was Anna, a young nurse, new to the night shift. She was kind, gentle, and always took the time to listen to the patients, even when their stories made her uneasy. She'd heard the rumors, of course, but she told herself it was just the imagination of the sick and the lonely. Still, as the weeks went by, she began to notice things. Doors that creaked open on their own, sudden drops in temperature, the feeling of being watched when she was alone. One night, as a storm raged outside, Anna was making her rounds down the oldest ward, the one that used to be the monastery's chapel. The lights flickered, casting long, trembling shadows across the stone floor. As she passed the last room, she heard a soft, shuffling sound behind her. She turned, heart pounding, and saw her, a nun, tall and impossibly thin, her habit stained and tattered, her face hidden in shadow. But it was the eyes, or the absence of them, that froze Anna in place. Two black holes, deep and endless, stared back at her, pulling her in, suffocating her with terror. Anna tried to scream, but her voice caught in her throat. The nun glided closer, her feet never touching the ground, her hands reaching out. Anna stumbled backward, crashing into a trolley, sending metal instruments clattering to the floor. The lights went out, plunging the ward into darkness. When they flickered back on, the nun was gone, but Anna was left on the floor, sobbing, her mind shattered by what she had seen. The next morning, Anna was found wandering the halls, her eyes wide and unblinking, her voice a hoarse whisper. "She's real," she kept saying. "The nun with the black eyes. She's here. She's watching." The doctors shook their heads, writing notes in her file, and soon Anna was no longer a nurse but a patient, locked away in the very ward where she had seen the nun. She spends her days staring at the walls, her nights screaming into the darkness, begging the staff to believe her. But they just smile sadly and say, "There is no such thing." And so the legend of the Black-Eyed Nun endures, whispered by the patients, ignored by the staff, and waiting in the shadows for the next soul brave or foolish enough to walk the old monastery's halls after dark. If you ever find yourself at St. Hilda's, remember Anna's story. Some things are better left unseen.